Hi there, folks. Tonight I want to discuss four principles or concepts related to the translation and interpretation industry. First off, I wanted to explain the difference between translating and interpreting because many folks get those confused and think that they're one and the same. But first off, translation is written communication and interpretation is oral communication. And again, some folks think that they're the same thing, but in reality, if writing and reading, or excuse me, writing and speaking were the same thing, we'd have the same words. So hence we have two different words to describe two different functions, interpreting and translating. So again, translating, written, interpreting would be oral. In the next two concepts I wanted to discuss are internationalization and localization. These two terms were really often used with the computer world and technology and software, but in the broader scope of translation theory, they really apply to more than just software and the technology industry. So internationalization, really it's the old saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Really it's the work on the front end to design your message and your document in a way so that when it goes to its target audience or target market, it is prepared so that you can localize it, and we'll discuss that in just a moment, but prepare it for the local needs of that market or that audience without much more work. In other words, you do a little more work on the front end to save you work on the back end. So an example would be if you have a large transnational company or organization and you have a message to communicate or a document that needs to be presented to other target markets or target audiences, then that document would be prepared beforehand to help eliminate those things that are regionalisms or those things, if colloquialisms. If a document is riddled with colloquialisms and things unique to one certain target market or area, then it goes to another one, then you're going to have much more work trying to get that into the target market so that it's readable and comes off as natural. So that's where localization comes in, is it taking that work that has been prepared and localizing it, customizing it to the local audience or market. So if you think of a document there, so for example a book or a pamphlet discussing some topic, in the United States you'd use words and phrases and images customary to the United States or people that would be familiar with that here in the United States. Whereas if you're going to China or an Asian country or Latin American country, you'd use images, photos, words, phrases that are more familiar to those people. So you localize it to that area so that it's customized, it's more natural to that target audience. So again, the four concepts we've discussed: translation, interpretation, two different things. Localization, internationalization, and localization go hand in hand, but again are two different things as well. Internationalization, kind of the preparing it, making something a little more generic that will appeal to a broader audience, so that when you bring it to the target market or audience, it's much easier to get it to there, much quicker, much less work to get it to that local audience. And then the work of localization becomes much more easy once it's been internationalized. And hopefully this has been helpful. This is a little different than some of my other topics, but again, this blog is for some of the translation and interpretation concepts as well. So hope that you enjoyed that. Take care and we'll talk other topics down the road.